Hi, and welcome to another GC9x video. I'm Carl, and today I'm joined by Snavu.
Hello.
And Bob.
Hey there.
And we are playing...
Wait for it.
You're gonna be waiting a while. This intro goes on for a bit.
Well, I should note something while we wait. That intro, that bit with the Sega logo, that robot is actually from the game called The Killing Game Show, or Fatal Rewind, depending on what region
This game
you're
has a
from.
lot of Psygnosis references, which is kind of cool.
It's almost nothing but Psygnosis references. There's so many references in this.
So this was the first game by Raising Hell Software, which would eventually become Bizarre Creations, best known for Dreamcast classic Fur Fighters. And some other stuff, I guess.
I forget this, Bizarre Creations, they don't exist anymore, did they? They were closed down, weren't they?
Not after Activision.
Alright, yes.
Ah, damn, I got eaten by Activision again. Some great reflection there. You can tell this is a British sort of Psygnosis-y game. It's gotta have...
Yeah, that is an amazing reflection.
Gotta have some really nice...
Also, keep an eye on that moon. That moon is...
Yeah. Quite a long intro, because we're playing it. This is the Mega Drive version of the game that we haven't said the title of yet. Yes, so... Yeah, there we go! There we go, there it is. We waited for it. It's here. Wiz and Liz, which, you know, it's not, you know, it's not profane, but it could be Wiz on Liz. That would be a completely different game. Yeah, so, I mean, this is longish intro for a Mega Drive Genesis game, but it was originally a Amiga game, I believe is the, or it was same time, not 100% sure on that.
I do have to...
So this is our...
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
Bob?
Let me explain for a bit. This is our hub. We come here after every level. And these fruit that we pick up do different things. But on our first trip here, it always opens up the door of the actual hub we need to visit.
Now, I noticed there were different sets of levels. This is the Sorcerer level? How do they differ?
Sorcerer's base your difficulty level. There are, like, 3... It's kind of hard to explain, but... There's, like, one difficulty level that determines how many worlds you visit, and one that kind of determines general difficulty. This is the second of the 3 levels that determine your worlds that you visit. It's a bit complicated to explain.
No, I kind of understand it, actually. One determines how many levels you play, the other is the general difficulty, like how hard it is.
Dead bunny.
So, after we're done staring
Poor
at my
dead
rabbit,
bunny.
Here's the deal. We need to pick these rabbits spelled the magic word. I'm pretty sure those are actual words.
Trinkle.
Once we've done that, we have to collect a few more to open up the exit. But we can pick up the fruit in the rabbit's drop. We're gonna need those.
Remember to keep your eye on the moon.
Never take your eyes off the moon.
I noticed this game is really fast, like Sonic fast, pretty much.
Right, you notice that there's, like, no hazards or pits or anything. It levels right on themselves.
It's kind of like Dr. Robotnik's creature capture in that respect.
You're supposed to go very fast.
Now we have fruit that we got from that last level. And what we do with fruit is from that cauldron, we mix them together and something happens.
A spell.
Like this, open up a mini-game. Every combination of fruit does something different, and if you're playing this, it's generally best on GameFAQs to look it up, or else you're just kind of to guess for a while.
And there's many reasons you don't want to guess, least of which is the word time down the bottom right.
Right. There's only 2 things in this game that can kill you. Running out of time and bosses. And you're probably gonna run out of time faster than you die to a boss.
I believe this game is really surprisingly harsh in terms of time limit. Although I'm not surprised if it was very harsh, because you're talking about a game where you're grabbing bunnies, and if you don't grab them, they explode in a horrible...
It's like that one, it's like those stages from, the minigame stages from Earthworm Jim 2, what is it, Puppy Love?
That was something I didn't have time to explain. The way those rabbits are flashing white, they get flashed faster and faster, and if you don't grab them in time, they explode, and you have to grab all the rabbits again. So yeah, it is very harsh indeed.
But
much like the way they were exploding on the ground like that.
Yeah, it is it has an Amiga pedigree, so the fact that it's unreasonably difficult is not remotely surprising.
Stars, by the way, are currency. You can unlock a shop that you buy more fruit of whatever type you can afford. But you have to actually get the right fruit to open up that shop. I don't have that yet.
And of course, you wouldn't know what the right fruit was unless you kind of experimented with the different fruits to hopefully find it.
Right. You'd have to take notes before game practice.
You know, I wonder if you used tool assistance, if you could actually collect every single rabbit and just never end this minigame. Because I assume this goes on forever, doesn't it?
Pretty sure, until you run out of rabbits.
This minigame, it's like we're back playing Destruction Carnival again, you know? Back in the endless, super tedious, long bonus stage.
I am very sad I missed that video, by the way, but in any case, yes, I'm here for this one.
Game over. Which is kind of weird, because it's not game over, it's more like bonus over, but whatever. Deadland. I mean, with a name like that, it's gonna be cheery and bright and wonderful.
Well, the music's pretty upbeat.
And that Reaper actually looks to be a friendly chap, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, you know, look, his legs are open, he's very welcoming, you know, he's not... You know, he's not defensive or anything. Look at that guy,
right.
Like, he's your buddy.
I should explain. Your time carries are between levels, but these clock pickups we pick up will give us a little bit more. So you have to be really fast, because your time does not carry over. And if you have, like, 5 seconds to enter a new level, well, you're kind of screwed.
I mean, the short answer here is you're taking too long right now. Like, this is how ridiculous the game is.
Okay. I was about to die, but, sometimes rabbits will drop something that gives you 30 extra seconds.
Is that...
Don't count on it, though.
Is that random? Because I think it is. I don't think it's,
I'm pretty sure it's random.
I'm not sure how the drops work in this game, to be honest. I have played Wiz and Liz, but, not recently. If you play as Wiz and Liz at the same time, is it, it's,
This game doesn't have co-op. It has a versus mode, but no co-op.
It's that kind of lame two-player mode where you swap.
You think it'd be a good, game to have co-op for, but it doesn't. And that time I was looking at my fruit, and I didn't like the combination it gave me, so I decided just not to bother.
What would it have given you if you had gone with that?
I don't remember, but it might have just been something like nothing, because you can mix fruit and just get nothing at all.
That's very Flink-esque, because Flink also had the weird magic system where you had to mix ingredients.
Yeah, there's a couple of, some combination of this are also just useless, like things that just do arbitrary odd things. I can't really remember them, maybe Bob remembers from when he looked up, but I just remember them being like kind of pointless combinations that just kind of...
There's plenty of those things that just don't really do anything useful at all.
And there's some that give you other mini-games. I think you've got like some like other mini-games.
Sometimes you get like more fruit or more time or something other useful like that. You're probably not going to win this game unless you know all the combinations and know how to use them right.
Yar dang. I like how you collect the bunnies, and then, even if you collect them, there's still like the floating ghost bunnies on the top. It's a creepy frickin' dog thing there. Dog lump.
And here I kind of have to think about what I'm going to make next.
Exciting.
Banana and a pear, or whatever that thing is. I don't know.
So the game's called Wiz and Liz, but you can't... Can you choose to play as Liz?
Okay, I screwed up. I reopened a level I already beat.
Congratulations.
Oh boy, now you have to beat it all over again, don't you?
If I did beat that level, I could skip it, but since I already did, I opened it again.
Right, so it either opens it or closes it, depending on,
80 extra stars, well that's okay, I guess.
So what was your question, Starman?
I forgot what the question was now. What it was in relation to.
I had a question which was, can you play as Liz, or do you have to play as Wiz in single player?
I think you can play as a Liz,
yeah, I'm pretty sure you can swap between the two on the options menu before the game starts.
Nice.
So yeah, we're back here again, because I opened it back up like a moron.
And we're out of
your time carries over. Nice.
Yeah, like I said, time carries over, and that was the time I needed to pick up to not die.
And then you just freaking died.
So for a game without any kind of enemies or hazards, it gets really harsh.
And this is on the lower difficulty setting, too.
This is on the middle difficulty. There is one above and I think one less.
Right, but you can't see the best ending unless you're playing on the hardest difficulty.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
because of course.
And I think there's actually an even harder secret one, too.
Why?
Yeah. Because, you know, you don't deserve to see the ending, Rolo.
Yeah, you didn't save all of your friends, so Rolo had to slit his wrists.
I love that creepy rabbit, by the way. I'm digging that rabbit.
I really do like Mr. just
Yeah, I guess if I have to, I'll just sit here and wait for you to beat the stage.
Yeah, it's like, look, you gotta pay rent, man. Just fucking get out there and stand in the level. You know, it's not even like it's a living expression, it's more like, please kill me.
It's a living.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's this guy right here, it's like, he wouldn't step out of the way of a moving car.
Well, if he survives, he can at least sue the driver, so there's that at least.
No. Everything's,
And this time I didn't pick up the second fruit of that level, so I didn't have enough to mix.
yeah, it's stingy on the fruit. Ah, Snowland, with a dead snowman, a frozen beast. Like, this game has a very, just generally dark ambience to it.
Wait, why are you already running out of time? You haven't been here yet.
No, it's connected between every stage. Every single
stage. Oh, there goes the
stage.
extra time.
Oh my god, okay, so it's between every single stage rather than each world. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no. Every single stage. This game is extraordinarily unfair.
Does it have infinite continues
No,
at least?
Something I pick up to get more time, and I missed it.
You know, like, you can get more time. It's very, like, picky and pedantic about if you grab the thing when you're supposed to, or if you miss it. It's just, this game is such a headache. Yeah! Nice music.
Yeah, it's,
Matt Furnace. I really dig
I was
his
gonna
stuff.
say, it's Matt Furnace, yeah.
And as it generally goes, I believe, with Matt Furnace, there is a rule that you cannot make music for games that are particularly good.
I call this a good game.
I don't know, Booger Man was okay. That was at least tolerable. Chuck Rock 2, very good game.
I don't know, some of these games are not great, you know. Some of them are middling, like... This game's not fair. Like, it's so unfair it stops being fun, in my opinion.
I guess that's technically true.
Like, it controls really well, and it's really fun conceptually, but the amount of effort you have to put in to get barely through this game is ridiculous. Don't get me started on Booger Man. This is not a talk about Booger Man.
I will make it my mission to bring that up as many times as I can in the most inappropriate of conditions.
I'm gonna have to play that for you guys, or not.
Yeah, you can play Booger Man, and then we can kickstart it. We can kickstart Booger Man 2.
Which failed, like, twice, I think.
A spectacular failure.
I think even if I got kickstarted, it's never gonna go anywhere because Interplay is terrible now.
They've been terrible
they
for
tried.
ages.
No, I keep getting stars, but since I haven't opened up the shop yet, I can't use them, so, thanks, game.
And let me
no
guess,
problem.
that's a fruit combo you have to get for the stars?
For the store to open, yeah.
Oh, better save that flashing rabbit.
Oh no, oh.
I love how that happens. It'll just spawn it, and then you can never reach it because it flies up so fast. And that's the game. Oh, and there's no continues either. Of course.
Nope. So I decided to give it another try in a slightly easier difficulty. Because I figure I gotta show off a little bit more than that.
So, yeah, wait, isn't taxing the highest difficulty?
Yeah, I'm wondering that myself.
I think I bring it down to, like, the difficulty that lets you only do 2 worlds. There's, like, 3 worlds, I believe, and you only see them all on the highest difficulty.
Well, this is kind of an interesting stage. It's like an ice stage, but then there's these weird plants. Or whatever those are, stalactites? I don't know. It's weird.
I think this is a lunar land, if I remember right.
I mean, the whole thing is clearly inspired by the same things that the Amiga, artists were inspired by. Psygnosis, we're obviously humongous fans of
Roger Dean, yeah.
Roger Dean.
Well, there was a couple others. Rodney Matthews. There was one other one whose name escapes me.
Yeah, they had a couple other guys who did similar work that they clearly really liked. So I'm not surprised that these guys showed up. I don't know if we're gonna see it. Does this game have a Lemmings reference in here somewhere? Oh, was Lemmings a reference to this game? I'm trying to remember if there's...
I will decide not to answer that.
Okay. But we are...
Okay, now I actually skipped a level, so I don't have to go to Temple Land now. That's really handy.
I like how these words are extremely British despite not being actual words.
I think they are actual words. I know, like, one of the minigames is like a quiz game on their meanings.
Right, so...
Unless it's like Earthworm Jim and they just make all the answers. I love that part.
I don't know, it could be like, there's a lot of words that aren't used, like, there's a whole board game about it, Boulder Dash.
That game's gonna be pretty interesting in a few years after we, like, evolve to the next level past the current internet slang. Because it's gonna evolve so fast, it's gonna be like, every day is gonna be like some new term. And you just have to keep up with it or you die. They have pacification squads.
It's very easy to keep up with it because, you just put the chip in your brain and then you just download the information. And we just
if you don't do that, you're sent to the gulag. The cyber gulag.
Well, what else do you do with people if they won't join the revolution?
Friendship spell?
Okay, that one's pretty useful. It actually summons an AI partner that follows you around and helps you collect stuff.
That's actually really cool, yeah.
Still no co-op in this game, though.
But there is Liz.
It's more like a shadow, yeah. She kind of just follows you.
I can see that being very useful since the way that the items spawn, you can kind of accidentally pick some of them up.
Very true.
And when time gets out, you just want to just run forever and just try to see if you can get that extra time. Sometimes it doesn't work.
What a shame.
This game has one of my biggest pet peeves with life systems, by the way. It's where 0 does not count. That's not 1 life in reserve, that's literally 1 life left, and that always ticks me off.
Yeah, it's because it's not...
I wouldn't mind if they did that if it was consistent.
Right, it's because it's lives, it's not, lives and tries, it's very complicated. If you have 1 life left, then you have 1 life left. If you have 0 lives left, then you're dead. But if you have 1 life in remaining, then you should be able to play one more thing, because...
Well, I guess...
Unless it means lives you have to
Yeah,
spare.
it's like, is it a reserve or is it lives total? That's always the problem. It's not... They don't communicate that sometimes, and it's like, wait, why did I die? I had 1 life left, in reserve.
Well, this being a British game, there's no way in hell that they're giving you an extra life.
Well, I know that, yeah, that was typical of Western games. They treated it as total lives, but Japanese games typically treat it as reserve, I've noticed.
You can't get extra lives, it's pretty hard, because it's a pretty high point total it takes.
And you're almost out of time, yet again. Amazing.
What do you expect? But he made it.
Right, so now to beat the next level in 20 seconds. Probably not happening.
Now, how many seconds does each clock give you? Just like 1 second, 2 seconds?
3, I believe, each.
Could have done at least 5. That would have been nice. Deadland. It's funny, the world called Deadland is the least imposing and the least intimidating.
So look at that moon, though. I'll tell you now, I'll just spoil this. I'm sorry, everyone who wanted to know the ending of this game. The moon doesn't actually do anything, like, ever. So I don't know what the deal is.
It's just there to be weird, I think.
Yeah, I mean, not everything has to have a purpose, Citizen Kane. That probably doesn't work. Not everything has to have a purpose, Roger Ebert. Zombie Ebert.
Diddle. Diddle is actually a word, so maybe these are actual words.
I learned that from Plock.
I've been diddled again. It's like, are you sure, Plock? Munting. I think munting is a word, or wait, nunting. Never mind. I don't think that's a word.
Well, I don't think it's a word you say in polite company.
Right.
And I picked all the bonus letters, which means I get to go bonus stage after I finish this round.
Oh, I love the bonus stage.
And here, all the reps just drop stars. You get them all, you get a big point bonus. I don't know if you die if you're in a cannon here, I never found out.
Yeah, like, speaking of Plock, I have a personal anecdote about Wiz and Liz. It is one of the few games that I knew of that I didn't know the name of because it played on Aggro's Cartoon Connection, alongside Plock as one of their daily challenge games.
That was that weird Australian puppet show, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
With the puppet operator that was very sexist or something, or rude.
I remember hearing about that.
Sexist and also Mr. Bad touching. Apparently he went through about 4 or 5 female co-hosts because they didn't like him sort of they were very uncomfortable with how close he got to their like legs and that sort of thing. Because, you know, like, obviously he's a puppet operator, he's under the table, standing, crouched next to them. Yeah, so he went through, like, 4 or 5 co-hosts. But Aggro is a great
When
character.
did they find out about this?
I don't know, I think it was, you know... I think most people involved in production knew it, but, Gotta remember that, Australia is, like, kind of casually pretty sexist in general. It wouldn't have caused a big uproar at any point, really. And also, you know, we don't have that many mascots, so... Aggro's pretty good. He's very funny.
Apparently there's a Game Boy game based on him, I found out.
Yeah, he had a couple games. No, not really any good ones, but a couple.
Oh, you missed it. Oh, God.
Oh, I think I missed the time. Oh.
You're always running so fast in a panic that you never see the time thing pop up. This seems like a game that would be very interesting to watch a TAS run of. Because I'm wondering how much...
I'd like to see
the only way to finish the damn thing.
Well, I'm wondering if you can... how well you can actually beat it with tool assistance, like what you can actually do.
Well, you know, tool assistance gives you, the ability to basically break their RNG and stuff. Because you can, depending on how the RNG works... That's right, you can game the
system depending on how the RNG works.
Yeah. So, you can do a lot of things to manipulate the game that you can't do in real time easily. Because I wouldn't be surprised if there's any RNG, it's going to be tied to the timer, almost certainly.
Or the fruit.
Right.
Like, the combinations aren't random. Which one you'll get is... which fruit you'll get in each level, I mean.
Oh, time double,
that's
nice.
a good one. Problem is you only get that once per game.
Wait, if you try to do it again, what does it do? Cut your time in half?
No, it just won't give you anything.
Ah, sweet. Wed rabbits, that's,
Wed wabbits? What does that mean? Oh, they're red. Okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that's just kind of arbitrary.
Kind of a waste of your fruit.
Does it do anything? Like extra points?
I'm glad you showed us, because it's nice to see that they did that. You know? Save the wabbits, because before you weren't saving them, but now you are.
Okay, now you mentioned there are bosses in this game.
We'll be seeing much.
How do you encounter those? Do you have to beat all the levels, or?
Yeah, you have to beat all the levels.
Huh. And now, is the boss random, or is it always the same?
I think it's random.
I just noticed the moon turned red, too. It's a red moon. Or blood moon, rather.
Because the moon uses the same palette as the rabbits.
Yeah, it makes sense. Skinker.
What is up that moon?
What's weird is I'm pretty sure there's like a Japanese myth or whatever that the moon is inhabited by rabbits, but I don't know if that was just purely coincidental in this case, or if that's a very common...
I suspect this is coincidental, but maybe, I mean... they
like
actually make mochi on the moon. It looks like, if you look at the moon, there's a certain patch that kind of looks like a rabbit, I believe.
Oh, right, yeah, kinda.
Maybe not on this particular moon, but the real moon, yeah, the rabbits, they live on the moon and they make mochi or something. I don't remember what they're doing there or why.
Oh.
I also don't see why...
Time double them. Also gives you more time pickups. That's really nice to have. Go on, Cal.
I was just gonna say regarding you know, if you look at an object and there's like a rabbit on it, you don't go like, you know what? I bet rabbits live on the moon. Like it's a hell of a jump.
What if you see Jesus on the moon?
Well, then you have a religious epiphany, I guess. I like that the mummy is probably the least threatening character in the game thus far. It's just kind of like chilling.
Well, it's like all the things you'd expect to be really spooky and creepy aren't. And then there's like things that you wouldn't expect to be creepy that totally are, like a rabbit.
So why were the rabbits all kidnapped? Is that explained? Or is it just like...
I don't believe it is at any point.
Oh, okay.
Unless... I haven't seen the manual. Maybe it does there, but I would not know. I don't believe the manual's available online.
Man, you get shot for using Sniggle in my neighborhood.
Really? Tell me more about the weird language quirks. I had a joke here, but it's gone now. Oh well. Moving right along here.
Well, yeah, like we don't. This game. I guess you could maybe call it a problem with the game. It doesn't. It's not like it changes much up, really.
Right. It's just kind of the same thing.
Yeah, this is pretty much the entire game. Like it's more difficult.
And then the bonus round where you go to what I can only assume is the spirit realm. Like,
are we gonna meet Shao Kahn or something? Or wait, that was the Nether realm, wasn't it? And then I forgot what the spirit realm was in that series, Mortal Kombat. I think that's where Scorpion went, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, cause...
Netherrealm is basically their hell.
Okay, is Netherrealm their hell? Okay.
Or wait, it was Outworld, wasn't it, or something? I forget. I used to...
Yeah, Outworld's the other dimension.
I used to know my Mortal Kombat lore, I don't anymore.
Prepare to meet.
Oh, now we meet a boss.
So how do the bosses work? I guess we'll see very shortly here.
Not great. Okay, basically, we now have another button that shoots us this homing magic beam.
Oh, so you just have to dodge the boss.
And we just kind of... So you just kind of stand near the boss and mash A to keep a beam on him.
Oh wow, if you get hit at all by that thing, that rattle, it just kills you.
Well, actually, we have a health bar here.
Right, I see that, but it's like, there might as well be lives. See, if the whole game had been this, or something like some sort of weird boss rush, that would have actually been pretty cool, because this is actually kind of interesting. Like, the boss looks really cool.
Well, this is like all the boss does, so...
Right.
Also, his eye is gone, so that's great.
Yeah, you blow off parts of their body.
I believe that happens with most of the bosses, doesn't it? They kind of get increasingly more mangled. And you chopped him in half. Good job.
So do we move on to the next world from here?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
They show a little bit more of that.
Snake Eyes. I mean, I like the way the rabbits are animated. That's all I got here.
Very goopy looking, which is kind of cool.
So yeah, I just got an extra life. It took something like 750,000 points, I believe.
That's not very generous at all.
Wizard level 9. And Bob continues to cheat.
Hey, I'm not gonna make an entire notebook of like every combination. Someone else did that for me, and I'm gonna... That sucker's been a huge help.
I wonder if he had to hack the game or something, or if he just played it enough, or they, rather. We don't know the gender of any given FAQ writer, really. A bunch of bananas, oh boy!
Yep, turns all your fruit into bananas.
Yeah, what a terrific ability. I mean, they'd be... Oh, I see. This is why you turn them into bananas.
Oh no, it's Lemmings.
So you asked about that Lemmings reference.
I did want to find out about that.
Woodland. Well, you know, technically Woodland's an actual term. Hey, there's little lemmings!
They don't do anything, they just walk around.
I think it would have been cool if the rabbits were replaced with lemmings.
It kind of sounds like they would have been, but no, you just get lemons everywhere, which shows how much sort of spare sprite memory this game had, that they could just throw extra lemmings everywhere.
I'll also make another small spoiler. Pugsy is in this game, one of the mini-games.
Yeah, but no...
If anyone remembers that,
nobody remembers Pugsy.
Hey man, that game had a physics engine, that's worth...
It was like one of the earliest games with one of those, wasn't it? If not the
only people that remember Pugsy's, like, in this conversation, or, you know, on other channels making videos. No one cares about Pugsy. You gotta be a real fan of the Sega CD to like Pugsy.
There was a Genesis version as well, which infamously has a unique copy protection scheme.
Would it cut your arm off or something?
No, actually, the way it worked essentially was that a lot of pirate carts at the time had SRAM because, you know, a lot of games actually had battery saves, so it kind of was economical to have them all, you know, all the cartridges have that. Well, it would detect if there was an SRAM in there, you know, the battery, and if it was able to save any data, it would look at that and say, oh, this is a pirate game, and if you got so far into the game, it would, like, dump you in this room or something, I think, and you couldn't beat it.
No, it would just give you a message that's called you pirate wouldn't let you go past that.
Yes.
That's like a waste of money, putting a battery in your game just for that. Like, I don't think that game had, like, a game save feature.
No, they didn't put a battery in it. They just checked if you could save. Like, they wrote the ability to save in it, and if it could, it realized that it had to be a pirate cart.
You know how dumb that is, though? They could have just had it save the games regularly, because it's a pretty large game, if I recall, and it has password saves. If they're going to put in the code necessary to actually save to check for a battery save, they might as well just do a full-blown save system. It's kind of weird, actually.
Oh, look what happened!
Oh boy!
Well, you managed to pick it up.
What? Wow!
That's what happens when you don't have much time left.
But you hit the... Oh my god. That's dumb.
I mean, that was not very fair.
I do notice that when your time gets low enough, it will spawn more of those things. It absolutely will.
The problem is that's not very generous, because it's kind of like you have to be out of time to get more time, and it really doesn't work very well.
Right, it's not very efficient, but it's nice that they at least do that, and I assume if you're good enough at the game, you could actually get it consistently.
I'm wondering if you're supposed to sort of get a big, like, you know, get close to running out of time, and then get like a big clump of rabbits and wait for your time to get near finish, and then grab a whole pile of them at once, and hopefully that'll spawn it.
Maybe? I never tried that. I'm digging that lizard, by the way. He seems to be enjoying himself.
Like a weird iguana or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Well, he looks slightly less depressed than the rabbit, so he's got that going for him.
He's doing
Oh
okay.
boy, final round, and you have, like, what, a few seconds left?
Yeah, World 2 is 3 rounds that you gotta do.
Man, how many worlds are there? Like 3 or 4?
3, I believe.
Looking at the duration of this video, I don't think you make it.
Spoilers, he does not. Dun, dun, dun. Game over.
Please enter your name.
So that's Wiz and Liz for the Genesis.
I mean, the Amiga version is the same, but not as good, I believe. It's just...
Right, it's not as pretty, music's not as good, in my own opinion.
I think it's a fair assessment.
I enjoy this game. It's kind of repetitive, as you've probably seen. It's really difficult, but that's
It seems like it's a game that's not meant to be beaten. They just put an ending in there just in case you were insane enough to try to beat it.
It's a nice game. I wish it was not as mean.
Yeah, it's very kind of mean to the player. It's very mean-spirited in general.
Probably the fruit system could have used a bit of a tweak, because it's kind of just frustratingly silly.
I like how the top score is 10 million points. Most scoreboards actually have the scores be, like, really low artificially. That's like, nope.
Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys later.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.